What I'm going to talk about today is happiness and the practice of happiness. I think happiness is our birthright, one that we forget as we grow older, that we actually start out happy. When in the 1950s, apparently, we laughed for something like 400 times a day. I think you'd have a backache and a stomach ache. We laughed for like 15 minutes a day, everybody in the 1950s. Now, we laugh about 6 minutes a day. And I don't know if anyone in this audience has laughed 6 minutes today. Maybe you can all do it with me, just for a couple of laughs. Now, already, you're manipulating your body chemistry. It doesn't matter what I say or do, you are all making yourselves feel better. So by the time I knock on the door, Michael and Karen's, ding dong, or knock knock, they'll come out, Michael, Karen, Bill, come in. In 2 hours I'll fall in a heap and have to go home early, but it won't matter. No, it doesn't actually fix your problems to laugh for no reason, but it does repackage the way you think about your problems. So, for example, my father recently died suddenly. He was in for day surgery and they nicked something wrong and he bled to death on the hospital table in the Royal Melbourne, which seems a strange thing to happen in the Western world. And we're going to my dad's funeral and my partner was there, my daughter and brother-in-law. And I said, well, we're all dressed in our funeral clothes, which are fairly similar to what I'm wearing now. And I said, well, let's practice laughing. So we all sat in the car, and you can all do it with me again. And we laughed on the way to the funeral. I was the happiest person at the funeral. It didn't solve anything, but it gave me the strength and the energy to turn up and be positive for the people for whom I cared and who are around me. Now, one of the things I wanted to do today is happy people live longer. And I was wondering if you'd be curious to find out who in this audience here today is the happiest amongst us. Are you interested in that exercise? Yes, of course you are. What I'd all like you to do is to stand up. Everybody stand up. Now, I'm going to ask 3 questions. There's no way to get out of them, but if you believe in a God, any sort of God or any number of gods, remain standing. Okay, a good part of you. If you do any form of volunteer work, it could be the football club, it could be proofreading a newsletter, it could be anything, remain standing. Okay, if you're in a relationship, it doesn't even have to be a happy relationship, but if you're in a relationship, remain standing. Well, I wonder if, there we go, let's do a round of applause because these people are the people, thank you. These people are the people who are going to live, sit down, you two, sit down. These people are the people who are going to live longest. Why? Notice I didn't mention health, I didn't mention education, I didn't mention the third thing, which I've forgotten. It's about in a partnership. It matters to somebody whether you live or die. The afterlife thing is about having meaning in your life. And the volunteering thing is all about giving your life up for other people, however small a case it might be. So the practice of laughter is actually quite a genuine and real activity. When we get depressed, all these negative drugs enter our heads, and if we're depressed long enough, and because we've all seen it in our friends, those drugs become predominant. If we laugh a lot, we get all these legal drugs entering our body, and those drugs become predominant as well.